Good afternoon to you once again. We are happy that you've been able to join us this afternoon for this briefing. There are a number of cases that have happened over the period that the Criminal Investigations Department wants to give us some updates on. We've already waited a while, so I won't waste any more time. Please let us receive. Before that, let me give you the order of how the briefing will go. So the Director General CID will give us briefing on some particular cases. When she is done, we'll take questions specific to those cases she briefed on. That is, if you have any questions at all. And afterwards, if there are any other issues you want to inquire about, we will take note of them. And those that we are immediately able to answer, we will do just that. So without wasting time, please help me welcome Deputy Commissioner of Police, Ms. Lydia Yako Donko, the Director General CID.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the press. Once again, you are welcome to the CID headquarters for this press briefing, which is intended to provide updates on the following cases of interest. The first is a recent kidnapping of 2 Ghanaian women in Nigeria. The second is a pirate attack on MV Menhin 1 and abduction and subsequent rescue of 3 Chinese crew members. And the third is the arrest of suspects in connection with the murder of 5 people at Isiyao near Nsawam in the eastern region. So with the first case, the kidnapping case, as we recently brought to your attention, a collaboration between the Ghana Police Service and the Nigeria Police Force with support from the National Signals Bureau resulted in the rescue of 2 Ghanaian women, Anastasia Beidu and Evelyn Sewa Kunedu, who had been kidnapped in Nigeria. 8 people have so far been arrested in connection with the case. 5 of the suspects were arrested here in Ghana, and the remaining 3 were arrested in Nigeria. Details of the case are as follows. On 25th April 2025, the Missing Persons Unit of the Ghana Police Service received a complaint from a relative of Anastasia Beidu that on 22nd April 2025 at about 0900 hours, the victim left home and traveled to Hohoi for a routine medical checkup, but did not return. However, on 24th April 2025, they received a video of the victim with a message indicating that she had been kidnapped to Nigeria, and the kidnappers were demanding a ransom of 500,000 Ghana cedis. On 30th April 2025, a relative of another victim, Evelyn Sewa Kunedu, reported at the Missing Persons Unit with an extract of occurrence from Regional CID, Kibi, and reported of her kidnapping as well. She indicated to the police that on 22nd April 2025, at about 16:45 hours, the family received a video showing the victim tied up to a chair in a room, telling them that she had been lured to Nigeria and kidnapped and thus needed their help. The kidnappers demanded a ransom of 500,000 Ghana cedis. A phone number registered in the name Bukari Danladi was provided to them for the payment of the ransom, and that she had paid 5,000 cedis through the said number in advance. Later, another payment of 8,000 cedis was made to another number registered in the name Barikisu Mohammed. Investigations immediately commenced following the receipt of the first complaint. A team of experts comprising officers from the Cybercrime Unit, Missing Persons Unit, Anti-Armed Robbery Unit, and the Police Intelligence Unit, with assistance from the National Signals Bureau, worked around the clock to get to the bottom of this case. A review of the videos on both victims revealed that the 2 videos were taken at the same location. The same amount of ransom was demanded, and the mobile money number provided for the payment of ransom was also the same. Police commenced a manhunt for persons in possession of some phone numbers which had featured in the investigation and registered in the names of Bukari Danladi, Amalbio Alfred, Alimatu Salifu, and Mama Mahaseni Mate. On 29th April 2025, the police arrested suspect Alfred Amalbio, who recounted that he was not directly involved in the crime, but mentioned one Titus Imba Awuni, who had used his Ghana card details and that of his brother Akobia Sunday to register their SIM cards and sold them out to the Nigerians without their consent. On 1st May 2025, the Upper East Regional Police Intelligence Department arrested 4 suspects, namely Christian Emeka, 27, Basil Okonkwo, 29, both Nigerians, Titus Imba Awuni, 25, and Amalbio Alfred 21, both Ghanaians, at Bolgatanga, and escorted them to the CID headquarters for further investigation. On 2nd May 2025, personnel from Headquarters Police Intelligence Department arrested suspect Mama Mahase Nimate, 33, at Teshin. 3 suspects, namely Peter Okoye, age 31, Polenos Chidokwe, age 35, and Chinonso Okafo, age 35, were arrested in Port Harcourt, Onitsha, Nigeria, and the victims rescued from them. At this time, steps are being taken to receive the victims from the Nigeria Police Force. After the interrogation of the suspects, it came to light that suspect Titus Imba Awuni, who is a mobile money agent in Bolgatanga, the suspect had links with one Abdul Mubarak Zakaria, an employee of one of the telecommunication companies, who has allegedly given him his official login credentials and also forwards a one-time PIN for 2-factor verification to him, which he uses to log into the SIM registration app of the telecom company to register subscriber SIM cards with other people's Ghana card details without their consent and sell same at 150 Ghana cedis each. Suspect Emeka Christian told police that in April 2025, he invited suspect Basil Okonkwo from Nigeria to Ghana to assist him to do business and gather money to perform his father's funeral. He added that one Peter Okoye called him and requested his mobile money number to receive some money. He forwarded his MTN number to him, and thereafter he was informed by suspect Peter that he had kidnapped some Ghanaian ladies who are with him in Nigeria. Hence, he will use his mobile money accounts to collect the ransom, which he obliged. Later, Peter Okoye called that he needed an additional mobile money number for the same purpose. He then went to Titus Imba Awuni again and bought another SIM registered in the name of Alfred Amalbio and forwarded same to Peter Okoye. He claimed in all he received 5,000 cedis, another 5,000 cedis, and another 3,200 Ghana cedis, totaling 13,200 Ghana cedis through MTN number 053-663-0088. Out of the amount, he took 900 Ghana cedis for himself, 150 Ghana cedis for transfer charges, and then he transferred the balance of 12,250 Ghana cedis to the said Peter Okoye through a phone number registered in the name Mama Mahase Nimate. The money was then converted to Naira and sent into a Nigerian bank account provided by suspect Peter Okoye, bearing the name Cecilia Williams. Upon the arrest of suspects Christian Emeka and Basil Okonkwo, both Nigerians, the Ghana Police Service was able to establish the identity and true address of suspect Peter Okoye, who had custody of the victims. These details were then shared with Interpol Nigeria, and they aided in the tracking and arrest of the 3 suspects, Peter Okoye, 31, Polenos Chidokwe, 35, Chinonso Okafo, 35, in Port Harcourt, Onitsha, in Nigeria. The 2 victims, Anastasia Bedu Atta and Evelyn Sewa Kunedu, were then rescued. Suspects Peter Okoye and Christian Emeka, both Nigerians, indicated to police that they were in Ghana in the year 2019 to work with QNet. They left Ghana for Nigeria in 2020, but Christian Emeka returned to Ghana in June 2024. Peter Okoye, Christian Emeka, and Basil Okonkwo are all Nigerians. They were into romance scam both in Ghana and in Nigeria. They operate through their Facebook and other social media handles. These suspects met the 2 victims, Anastasia Bedu Atta and Evelyn Sewa Kunedu, through their Facebook accounts. Suspects posed as white men who wanted to marry the victims. The 2 unsuspecting victims became convinced, accepted the marriage proposal. The suspects then lured them to Nigeria, and the victims traveled separately but ended up at the same location on the same day on 22nd of April 2025. On reaching the location in Nigeria at Port Harcourt, Onitsha, Peter Okoye and his 2 accomplices kidnapped them. The 3 suspects stripped the 2 victims naked, tied them up, assaulted them with cutlasses, threatened to kill them with a knife, wrapped them in an orange bedsheet with their heads covered in black polythene, and threatened to hang them with a nylon rope. All these violent acts perpetrated against the victims were recorded on video, disseminated on social media, and also a copy was sent to the victims' families with a demand for ransom of 500,000 cedis from each of the victims' families. A total of 18,000 Ghana cedis was paid to various phone numbers from the families. As of today, both suspects and victims are with the Nigerian authorities, and efforts are being made to transport the victims to Ghana and also extradite the suspects to Ghana to assist investigations. At the moment, information received from our counterparts in Nigeria indicates that both victims are fine and they have received routine medical checks. Further updates will be communicated when the victims are received in Ghana and we are able to listen to them and hear their side of the story. At this juncture, on behalf of the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Christian Tete Yonu, and the entire police administration, I wish to use this opportunity to commend all our officers who worked on this case. I would also like to thank the Nigeria Police Force and the National Signals Bureau of Ghana for their invaluable support. The success achieved in this case underscores the critical need for enhanced interagency cooperation as well as cross-border cooperation, because in all of this, we win when we work together. While we celebrate our success stories, it is also a good time to call on all of us to exercise extreme caution when we are online, so as not to fall victim to fraudsters who take undue advantage of unsuspecting persons. Do not believe everything you see, hear, or read online. As always, be on the lookout for scammers and fraudsters who seek every opportunity to prey on your innocence, ignorance, or failure to do due diligence. And finally, we wish to advise that you report any suspicious activity to the police for appropriate action. I will move on to the second case of kidnapping, which was a pirate attack on MV Menghin 1 and abduction and subsequent rescue of 3 Chinese crew members. On 28 March 2025, at about 0900 hours, the Marine Police Command in Tema received a complaint from a fishing company in Tema that on 27 March 2025, at about 1930 hours, their fishing vessel MV Menghin 1 was attacked off Yenyano waters by 5 sea pirates on board a wooden boat, with 3 of them armed with AK-47 assault rifles amidst firing of gunshots. That the pirates, who used outboard motor-powered wooden canoes on taking their vessel and crew hostage, destroyed the communication systems and abducted 3 Chinese crew members. The complaint further indicated that the vessel had returned to berth at the Tema Fishing Harbour with 21 surviving crew. The Marine Police Unit of the Ghana Police Service, working together with our stakeholders, the Ghana Maritime Authority, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, National Investigation Bureau, and the Ghana Navy, as well as the Fisheries Observer, commenced investigation into the incident. On 26 April 2025, at 1000 hours, police received information from a company representative that the Chinese embassy in Lagos called to inform her that the 3 kidnapped victims have been found in the Delta State of Nigeria and rescued to the Chinese embassy in Lagos. And on 27 April 2025 at 20:30 hours, following arrangements engineered by this office, the 3 kidnapped victims who were rescued and released in Nigeria were received by the police, led by myself, together with other officials from the Ghana Immigration Service at the Kotoka International Airport. There was no sign of physical harm found on any of them, but they all appeared traumatized and requested to be allowed to seek medical attention. On 28 April 2025, between 12:20 and 12:30 hours, the 3 kidnapped and released victims were debriefed at the police headquarters in Accra. The Inspector General of Police engaged the victims and also wished them well. The victims recounted that on the fateful day of 27 March 2025, the pirates kidnapped them in 2 speedboats, blindfolded them, covered them with tarpaulin during the daytime, and traveled with them by sea for about 24 hours to a marshy area, which they later found to be the Delta region of Nigeria. That the kidnappers, upon disembarking from the speedboats, brought motorcycles to convey them for about 2 hours to a riverbank, which they crossed with them on foot to a makeshift camp where they were kept and guarded at gunpoint until 25th April 2025, where they were abandoned for no apparent reason. According to the rescued victims, they roamed the area on foot and went to a village where they were assisted to make calls, which led to their eventual rescue to the Chinese embassy in Lagos. The police has been investigating this case as well, and so far 4 people, the boatswain Clever Victor Kojo Akoli, Eugene Chibuke Mwonam, Chinese cook Zhao Langhang, and second engineer Zhao Hua, have been arrested in connection with the case and have been put before the Tema District Court while investigation continues. And just like the other case, at this time we're also grateful to all our stakeholders who worked tirelessly on this case to ensure that the victims were rescued. I'll now move on to the murder of 5 people at Esiyao near Nsawam. On 29 April 2025, the Eastern South Regional Police Command commenced investigation into a shooting incident which resulted in the death of 5 people at Esiyao near Akwani Dobro in Nsawam. The police crime scene team, which responded to the incident, found the lifeless bodies of 5 male adults with gunshot wounds. No other persons were met at the scene. The team recovered the following items from the scene: one Toyota Tacoma vehicle, one Toyota Tundra vehicle, one pump action gun with 17 live cartridges, 4 empty cartridges, and 3 7.62 39mm empty shells, 1 9mm empty shell, and 5 heavy-duty motorbikes. Preliminary investigation suggested that there was a confrontation between two groups over sand winning at the location of the incident. The bodies of the deceased were deposited at the police hospital mortuary for preservation, identification, and autopsy while investigation continued to get the perpetrators arrested. Through sustained intelligence operations, we have so far arrested 5 suspects in connection with this case. The suspects are: 1, Samuel Achuforsen alias Alanyo. The second is Freeheart Kweku Sedonu. The third is Kwesi Prince. And the fourth is Benjamin Ajaliko. The fifth is a gentleman known as 1 Million. 4 of the suspects were subsequently arraigned before the Osino District Court on 2nd May 2025, where suspects Samuel Achuforsen, Freeheart Kweku Sedonu, and Kwesi Prince were remanded into prison custody, while Benjamin Ajaliko was remanded into police custody. They are to reappear before the court on 8th May 2025. It will be recalled that on 30th April 2025, just a day coincidentally after the murder of the 5 people at Esiyal, the Western Central Regional Police Command arrested 3 people for unlawful possession of arms and ammunition at Boodie Wasa Ikropong in the Western region. And I must mention that this arrest was due to the diligence of the policemen who were on duty at that particular barrier. So we wish to commend them in particular for their vigilance and alertness, which led to the arrest of these people. Unknown to them, these people were people who were connected to this murder at Nsawam. They had allegedly or ostensibly been at the scene of that crime, and they were moving away, and unknown to the police officers on duty at that barrier, through their diligence of stop and search, when they searched these people on board the vehicle, 3 suspects, Hakim Imoro, Imoro Tahiru, and Nuruddin Wahab, were arrested on board a Grand Bed bus, registration number AS443122, which was en route to Wasa Ikropong. So when their bags were searched and conducted on suspect Hakim Imoro, it led to the retrieval of a submachine gun and 21 rounds of ammunition. Upon interrogation, suspect Hakim Imoro disclosed that the firearm was given to him by his boss called Forsen, who was in Accra. An interesting twist to this case is that investigation has so far established that the suspect Samuel Achuforsen alias Alanyo, who was arrested in connection with the murder at Esiyal, is the boss in Accra who was mentioned by the suspects in Boodie Wasa Ikropong. Investigation has further disclosed that all the 3 suspects, Hakim Imoro, Imoro Tahiru, and Nuruddin Wahab, arrested in connection with the Boodie Wasa Ikropong case, were also involved in the Esiyal murder case and were ostensibly absconding, but were arrested thanks to the vigilance of the Western Central Police. Investigation is ongoing and will provide updates as and when available. Once again, I would like to commend all the officers who worked tirelessly to connect the dots and made this arrest possible. I'd like to especially commend once again the officers of Boodie Wasa Ikropong for their vigilance and diligence, which led to this arrest, which is a huge breakthrough in the murder at Esiyal. I'd like to take this opportunity to assure the good people of Ghana that the Ghana Police Service remains committed to ensuring that perpetrators of crime are pursued, arrested, and brought to justice. And a word of caution or warning to people who don't intend to obey laws and do the right thing. Wherever you are, whatever you do, wherever you commit a crime, once the Ghana Police Service is informed of that crime, will definitely hunt you down and get you arrested. So we advise that you should engage in doing lawful things and desist from committing crimes. At this time, I'd like to thank you for your attention, and then I'll take questions. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, if there are any questions, we will take them now. So I'll take all the questions at a go, then Madam can respond to them. Any questions? So whilst we wait for the questions to come, we'll do some more acknowledgements.
Thank you, Director Pad. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you the Director of Homicide, and he is ACP Mr. William Sedwame. He is the Director Homicide. We also have with us Director Cyber Crime Unit, Superintendent Emmanuel Nana Jebi, who is a Pejahin of Efiduase. Nana, you are welcome. Then I want to introduce to you our man in charge of finance here at the CID headquarters, and he is Chief Superintendent of Police, Mr. Nicholas Osei. Sir, you are welcome. Thank you. Director.
Hi. Can I go ahead? All right. My name is William Gentu. I report for Peace FM. Madam CID, you alluded to the fact that the victims are seeking some medical treatment at Nigeria. I just want to find out if you are providing them with any psychological need at this time, considering how they are traumatized through the kidnapping process. Are you in any way providing them with psychological help at this time before transporting them to Ghana?
Thank you. The next person, please raise your hand so that you can pass the mic to you. Thank you.
Madam, can I add my other question outside of this?
No, we'll come back. So let's just limit the questions to the cases.
Okay. My name is James Savage. I report for Joy News. I want to forgive me if I'm asking something you have mentioned. The delivery was so fast, and it took me time to catch up. So the suspects in the Nigerian kidnap cases, at a point you mentioned that there have been a Momo vendor and an employee of one of the mobile network operators involved in this. Have they also been arrested? Have they been put before court?
As a result of marriage proposal to a white man. Can we get some clarification on that particular point? Thank you.
Can you please clarify where that information you gave came from, please?
Okay, so when the issue came, we spoke to some of the family members, and then they initially said that their
relatives
they were going to buy things, and then that issue happened.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to know whether if there's any exact date you are expecting them to bring down.
Can you speak up a bit? I can hear you.
My name is Jojo Simplen. I'm from Paraffin Television. I want to find out the date, if there's any stipulated dates for us to receive these people out of the country. Thank you very much.
I'm Peter Paul, so I report for GH1 TV. The kidnapping case, the reports we just heard show that these people were found out or rescued exactly a month after they were kidnapped. If these kidnappers had not abandoned them in Delta State,
Which of the cases are you referring
I'm
to?
talking about the pirates, yes. If these people have not been abandoned by their captives, how would they have gotten their rescue?
Okay.
Thank you.
So we'll find out what pushed them to abandon them. Okay, good. We are done with this session.
Yes.
Okay, there's one hand here. So we'll take the last question on this so that we can move then. We can go and follow.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Paulo Masaulu. I work with CTFM and Channel 1 TV. CID, I just want to find out, generally, how does the involvement of some of these foreign nationals, particularly Nigerians, affect the thinking of the Ghana Police Service as regards tackling issues of this nature? Because quite recently, you know that the police service and BUCO and other security agencies also arrested some 219 Nigerians involved in child trafficking and all that. So I just want to find out essentially how does the involvement of some of these foreign nationals affect the thinking of the Ghana Police Service?
Okay.
So the first question had to do with psychological care in Nigeria. Yes. So what I can say is that the Inspector General of Police in Abuja is in direct communication with our Inspector General of Police. They were actually communicating throughout this whole investigation up to the time that the women were rescued. So we are confident, and what he has told us is that they are receiving care and they are in a safe place, and our High Commission is also aware of this, so they are well taken care of. But let me just mention, because I think somebody was asking when are we to receive them. So this crime is ostensibly a transnational crime. So you need to cross borders to go and pick people up in respect of a crime. So our office, which is the National Central Bureau or Interpol, is that office that has to do all the facilitation. It's a requirement. You don't just get into the country and say you are picking people and coming back. And the thing is, they would have to come with travel documents and all of that. So eventually would have to involve the Ghana Immigration Service and all of that. So we have initiated that process. We have, through our Interpol office, written to our counterparts in Abuja. They have received the request. It's being worked on, and I believe that very soon we would be receiving them. So as and when they come, I believe we will inform the media and especially their families. We are in touch with their families as well. So hopefully it should be very soon. And there's another question, action being taken against the Momo vendor and the employee of the telco suspects in Nigeria. Are they facing charges in Nigeria? Yes, definitely they will face charges because what they did constitutes a crime in Ghana. It constitutes a crime in Nigeria as well. So definitely, if they want, they will have to investigate and prosecute. It can be done in Nigeria. If we want them to come here as well, there's processes of extradition that we can request for, and they would have to come down here. And action being taken against the Momo vendor, yes, we've made arrests. So those people are in court, and we are linking them up with the people who have been arrested in Nigeria as well. So I think I mentioned that we've made a number of arrests, and all of that is a matter of investigation and eventual prosecution. And the clarity, did somebody ask our last count?
Yeah.
What was the exact question?
He said
kidnappers were traders going to.
Yes, yes. So that is one angle, or that is what they told their families. But you know, in any event, investigations will reveal what actually transpired. So our investigations led us to the people who had kidnapped them, and from our statements or our intelligence that we have gathered so far, this is what we have. You know, so it's also, and the thing is, the investigation doesn't end. When we get the ladies, or when the women come back to us, we'll definitely seek their assistance in investigation as well. So then we'll get to the actual root of what led them to go there and eventually got kidnapped. And the victims of pirating, they were not abandoned. How would they have been rescued? So that one is also a matter of investigation. We've arrested a number of people in Ghana, some of their crew members, because due to our intelligence gathering and investigations when the issue happened, we picked up some members of that particular crew, that ship, and they are already in court because due to certain actions, we consider them persons of interest. And for example, if I can mention, one of the victims' phones was found with one of the people we've arrested. So it's simple. This person's phone, or the owner of this phone, has been kidnapped. It's not with us. So how did you get his phone? That's how can we consider him a person of interest, and we picked him up. So we are still doing our investigations, and we believe that when we are concluded on that, we would put them or continue with our prosecution and deal with it. And then CTFM, how do the Ghana police?
So essentially the involvement of some of these foreign nationals or the heart of some of these issues, how do they affect the thinking of the Ghana police service?
Okay, I don't think it's any special thinking, that affects us in any way. Crime is crime, whether it's committed by a Ghanaian or a foreigner, irrespective of whoever commits the crime. Once you do it and we investigate and we arrest you, we deal with it. Crimes happen all over, and it involves, you can't have perfect society. So, and our system is such that we have locals, we have foreigners within our country. So it doesn't really affect us. We as and when we have cases, if we have to investigate, we have to arrest. But because foreign nationals might be involved, obviously you would have to inform their embassies, you understand. So we treat them as suspects, but they have to know, or their home embassies have to know that they are in our custody. We do it for all nationals, Chinese, Zambians, everybody. Yes. Thank you. So we'll take the last round of questions and then we'll call it a day. Yes.
Yes.
So
Last round of questions.
Last round.
Outside
Yes.
the briefing.
But don't go too far away. Let's hear.
Yes, it's within the same crime
Okay, please
issue.
go ahead.
One, the 129 cyber-related case that happened with the Yoko. We want to know the screening was going on when the briefing was given to
Please,
us.
just a minute. Let me just draw all of us our attention that you can ask all questions, but it's not every question that we immediately have the details of the case and we can furnish you with it. So if you ask and we don't have the responses right away, I will take your details. When we have the information, I will share with you. But if you're able to handle, we have the details available, we would speak to it. Thank you. Peter, please go ahead.
Yes, so this is a joint operation between the Yoko and the police CID and anti-human trafficking. Now we want to know the day of the briefing, we were told screening was still ongoing. At the end of the day, we want to know how many people were found to be the victims, how many people were the suspects in that case, and how far has the case traveled, have they been sent to court, and what is the decision after appearing in court. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. James with Joy News. My first question is about the police clampdown on Galamsey. We've been receiving update from the police on what has been going on in the forest. led by the IGP himself, but for the past 3 weeks, I am sure we haven't received any update from the police. Has that exercise ended? What happened to our update? The second one is on January 5, the High Court in Accra gave a directive to the police and the EC to conclude the coalition of the election results. It's been about 3 months now since the last attempt. The EC said they are waiting on the Election Security Task Force led by the police to assure their safety in the face of the violence we've seen. We want to know when the police would supervise that coalition process so that the people of Ablekuma North can also get an MP and the election process will come to an end.
It's when the EC says that, if you can draw us to that way, where the EC made that statement.
The court. The EC?
Yes.
Okay, I'll show that to you, or I can forward to you on WhatsApp.
Okay, please do. I will appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then the last one on the Honorable marking issue, just want to find out if there is any more we need to know, especially if the police have been able to identify the officer he has named in the press release. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Thank you very much.
So for the first one, the operation between Iyoko and the Ghana Police Service Anti-Human Trafficking Unit, I don't have the exact figures, but through the assistance of the Ghana Immigration Service, some of the victims have been sent back home. So that exercise is a close collaboration with these agencies. And the suspects involved, I believe, have been put before court or investigations are still ongoing. But we continue to sustain that exercise. People are lured because of kill nets and all kinds of scams. Even today we had a rescue of about 15 people somewhere in Ablekuma because we received a request from Interpol Abidjan that some people have been camped here also because of kill net, and we went in, we've rescued them, and they are currently being screened. So as and when all of these cases come to our attention, we ensure that victims are protected, suspects are investigated and put before court. The Galamsey updates, I believe my Director of Public Affairs will give you the updates on that. But what I can say is that we are still sustaining those operations. We haven't relented in our efforts to ensure that our waters and forests are safe. We have officers in a number of regions who are sustaining that exercise. We've made a number of arrests. Suspects are being put before court, and we continue to continue with that. The election collation, as Director of Public Affairs said, if the EC is ready, we are always ready to provide the security. So I believe that they will take it up with the Inspector General of Police, but the service is always ready to provide the needed security support for any exercise, whether it's the EC or any other institution. Somebody asked about the Honorable Afenyo Marking case. I believe that we also, or there are videos in social media about an altercation or confrontation that happened during the demonstration. We captured it on our lenses as well. So it's a matter of investigation. If it's an assault, if it's a tussle or a confrontation, whatever it is called, it has to be investigated. So we've commenced that investigation. We've written to the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament because he's a sitting member of Parliament. We've identified the police officers who were on duty at the scene. We have taken statements and will definitely update you in due course. Thank you very much.
Okay, so just a quick one on the Galamsey. Yes. Just give me a minute. And this one. Misbehave. So as the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Christian Teteyohonu noted, he has declared a war on Galamsey, and we've been working very hard in that direction. I think the last time we gave you an update in the Samarboy area, some arrests had been made and about 17 or so excavators had been retrieved. That was us at our last update. A lot more work have been done in that regard. And Friday, most likely latest, we'll give you a full update. And the administration has decided that on a monthly basis, we'll give you an update for the month of April, the work that was done as far as Galamsey is concerned, arrests made, equipment seized. Then the month of May, so at the end of every month, we will share updates with you. Okay, so as at now, we have about 69 excavators retrieved from the Samarboy area, 6 pumping machines, 3 generators, about 10 motorbikes, 1 Pragya cycle, some 4 bulldozers, 2 vehicles, that is 2 Mitsubishi vehicles, 1 Toyota Hilux, some gold detectors, and so many other details. So we have, or tomorrow, Friday, we'll give you a full update of these details, that is the logistics or items retrieved, and also the suspects arrested, the number, the breakdown of nationalities, and what we've done with them so far. So expect that on Friday. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We are grateful that you made the time to join us. We look forward to having more of this briefing. As and when cases come up, we'll invite you and update you so that you can also update the Ghanaian public for us. We are moving to a commissioning of a police station at the UPSA. Those of you who are able, kindly join us to that place. Thank you so much for your attention. We are grateful.
I'm PW Constable Asari Sandra from National Visibility. I will encourage everyone to watch GH Police TV.
Are you a personnel of the Ghana Police Service, desirous of purchasing additional police accoutrement? Worry not.
Walk into the state-of-the-art police shop located at the National Police Headquarters, Accra, where officers of all ranks can conveniently purchase their accoutrements. such as sets of uniforms, berets, footwear, handcuffs, protective gear, branded police souvenirs, and many more.
Stationed outside Accra? Do not worry. Provision has been made for personnel stationed outside Accra to make their purchase online through the Police Welfare Online portal.
You can log on to the portal to make your purchase and have them delivered directly to you via courier service. Ghana Police Shop, your one-stop shop.